McCrory's Variety Store and the Friendship Nine by Kathy Wells. January 31st, 1961, at McCrory's Variety Store in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina, 9 men began a movement called Geo-historian. This movement forever changed the direction of the civil rights movement. Prior to this day, when men were arrested for protesting for equal rights, they simply paid their bail. Paying their bail only put more money into the government they were protesting against. On this fateful day, over 50 years ago, that all changed. This protest began like all others. Several men and women from Friendship College gathered together outside McCrory's Five and Dime Variety Store and protested this white-only restaurant. Eventually, the men went inside and had a seat at the white-only counter. 10 of the men sat down and refused to leave. The 10 protesters who sat down were Willie Edward McLeod, James Frank Wells, Clarence Henner Graham, Thomas Walter Gaither, David Scoop Williamson, Robert Louis McCullough, Mac Cartier Workman, Willie Thomas Dub Massey, John Alexander Gaines, and Charles Edward Taylor. After a few minutes, the men were arrested and carried off to jail. All 10 men had decided ahead of time that they would not pay the bail to make a statement. Each man was sentenced to 30 days of hard labor at York County Prison Farm or pay a $100 fine. Only one of the men, Charles Taylor, paid the fine for fear of losing his athletic scholarship to Friendship College. The remaining 9 men chose to do the 30 days of hard labor and quickly became known as the Friendship Nine. News of the event spread across the country, and Jail No Bail was born. This was the first time in the civil rights movement that those arrested refused to pay the fine. The actions of these men forever changed the civil rights movement that ultimately led to equality in our country. Nearly 50 years later, McCrory's restaurant was reborn as the Old Town Bistro, and a historical marker was placed outside the memorable location. The Friendship Nine were invited back for the dedication. The original stools they sat in were refinished, and the names of the men were placed on each stool. The Friendship Nine were invited in and finally served the meal they were denied 50 years earlier. March of 2014, author Kimberly Johnson released her book commemorating the events of Jail No Bail and honoring the men of Friendship Nine. The men of Friendship Nine hope that this book will be in every school in America and their story told.